So I'm running radar, and I was working days, so we worked two weeks days, afternoons, midnights. You rotated every 2 weeks, which thank God they don't do that anymore. And I was running radar, and it was about 2:30, so I was getting off at 3:30. So I want to wait one more traffic stop, and then I would get all my paperwork together and go up to the squad room, double check my paperwork, drop it off, and go home. So I was thinking one more stop. And I didn't really want to write a ticket. I'm like, I just want to write a warning. I just need one more piece of paper. So I'm running radar. Chevy Impala comes through at 64 and a 55. Perfect warning. Perfect. I'm going to stop him, write a warning. I walk up to the car. So first of all, he stopped on the left-hand shoulder. So by the median wall on the left-hand shoulder. And it was right by the oasis that goes over the top of the road. So there were like 20 people with their faces plastered to the window watching my traffic stop. And boy, did they get an eyeful. So I walk up to the driver, tell him I 64 and a 55. I'm going to write you a warning, but can I have your driver's license, please? So he said, I don't have my driver's license. So he gives me, I said, all right. So I pull out my pad, give me your name, what's your birthday? And a trick that I learned, and I'm going to tell you a secret right now. The trick that I learned from one of my field training officers is when the person doesn't have their driver's license or any ID, because then you ask for another form of ID just to kind of get an idea what's going on. He's like, I got nothing. I left my wallet at home. Okay. So what you do is you ask their name and their birthday. And if they're going to make up a birthday, okay, and then you go on and you say, well, what's your address? Where you going? You get them thinking on other things. And then just before you go back to your squad car, you ask again, what was that birthday again? And do you know this guy gave me 2 different birthdays? And I'm like, okay. And I acted like I didn't realize it. So I go back to the squad car.
I'm so fucked.
Why? Oh, I run them. And they're like, well, no record on file. It's because he gave me a fake birthday, the first one. So I said, let's run the second birthday. I have a second birth date. So let's run that. And I got a Soundex hit, which means there was a hit on the birthday, which means it's not an exact match.
Babe, how long is this story?
Hold on.
We're at 200K.
Wait, we are?
Yeah.
All right, you got to take your shot, and then I'll tell the rest of my story.
My
My very first pursuit as a state trooper, I'll tell you.
I will
Okay. All right, so...
draw the line because I do not want to be throwing up all night.
Okay, so anyways, remember, I'm 23. I'm like 6 or 7 months on my own.
It's Fireball Road.
I never had a pursuit at that point. So I'm realizing there's a warrant out for this guy. And usually when there's a warrant, you get a hit tone, and then people start going on the air, telling you that in police jargon that they're going to come back you up. Because this was some serious felonies. And I could see him, my guy, looking in his rearview mirror, side mirror, so he was nervous. So he didn't know if I would figure it out or not. And I am on a roll. And so anyways, long story short, it was shift change for local departments, my department. So happy Mardi Gras. So we did not have any backup. And so I had to approach the car solo, because we all ride solo. And I walked up to the driver's side, and before I could even say, step out of the vehicle.
Yeah. 3 hours later.
Wait a minute. He took off. He took off down the shoulder. I couldn't believe what was happening. No one's ever done that. So I jump in my squad car. I'm like, I'm in pursuit, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, I was going, let me tell you, I was going substantially over 100 miles an hour. Anyways, he had a crash at the end of the chase. That's how I got him. Got him in handcuffs and everything, and then...
Wow.
That was
Holy
the story.
shit.
That's
that
my
was
story.
a long version of a story, baby.
It's a good war story, though. It's a good story.
Golly.
But I got him.
Y'all are upset
And
with
then-
me because I don't...
But he
wanna
did say, let me tell you something. He had been in prison before. He was very streetwise, and he said to me, like, a couple hours later, I was still processing and everything. He goes, you can drive pretty good for a girl. Like, thank you. Well,
Y'all,
he
thank
crashed.
you.
I don't know if I could have caught him because he crashed.
Thank you for listening to Tammy's long story, and thank you for
Thank you.
the
Thank you
folks
for listening.
who
Thank
have followed
you for listening.
us. I wish I had Tequila Rose. I don't have any. Everything we have is. Thank you, Lisa.
want
I need a
tequila?
pass. No.
Oh, all right.
Well, she does tell long stories.
I do. I do. That's one of my habits.
I let her go on, but people are only in here usually for a minute, so they only heard.
But maybe I made them stay longer because I'm long-winded. What do you think about that?
I don't know about that.
What do you think about that?
I don't know about that.
I tell more stories, but all right. So I've got to figure out how to not tell them so long. But I had to give you the background. It was a pretty good warrant.
That was when you were very new,
Yes.
when you were a young
And that was
trooper.
also the first time somebody told me they were going to kill me. They were going to come and find. He's told me later. So I went to his bond hearing the next morning, and as we walked up to the judge, because he came out of the back in an orange jumpsuit, and then I met him up there. He said under his breath, "I'm going to kill you," and I didn't sleep for a week. But then I realized a lot of people say they're going to kill you, and they just say that. So
Yeah. I don't want to push the shot thing, y'all, because a little goes a long way. We don't, I drink a regular amount. Tammy doesn't drink very much, and I don't want her to end up, 3 sheets to the wind.
no.
And like I was the last time we did the field sobriety test in here, and I failed. Y'all, I played it back. I was like, when I was standing up, I couldn't even stand up straight. It was that bad. Plus, I'd had at least 2 or 3 glasses of wine before that.
Oh, you did fine. But then, see, she
Yeah,
didn't feel
I'm gonna
good
have to
then.
do. Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Oh.
do the test on her.
Yeah. Hey, your turn to ask for the follows.
Oh, y'all. We would love it if you'd follow us, of course.
Yes.
That was
please,
funny. I'm glad, Basket, that you feel that way.
please follow us. We would love it. I know. I'm long-winded. I know. You're not the first person to tell me that. I know that. I don't know. I gotta really learn how to shorten up my stories. But I like to give you a lot of color. I like to give you the background on it. That I was like a young green around the gills.
Yeah.
Green trooper.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll tell you how green I was when I started.
Yeah.
And-
Look at the pinned.
Oh yes.
It was-
Yes.
I-
Yes. I got. Thank you. How
No,
green?
we did not go to Osiris this year. I didn't like the theme. It was Rock This Way.
So was that like rock and roll?
Yeah.
Oh. So I was so naive and green when I started on the state police. I'm lucky I'm probably still alive because people used to
Joel.
tell me on all my traffic stops, I'm sorry, trooper, I was going with traffic. My speedometer doesn't work. And I'd be like, well, you better get that fixed. And I'm just going to write you a warning this time. But you better get that fixed, and here you go. Get it fixed. And until I realized everybody was telling me that, so it's probably
Thank you, Candy.
not true. But
Yeah.
a lot of people got a warning and probably laughed driving away, like, I got another one. So,
Well, there's your Mr. Burns voice or whatever it is. I'm never quite sure what voice you're
I
doing.
don't
What's
know.
for dinner tonight? What are we having for dinner?
well, we have leftovers from Noja. We have that.
Hey, Vic.
Oh, somebody said they wished I pulled them over.
I wish she pulled me over
Oh.
too. I agree, Michelle. I have the utmost respect for law enforcement.